Most people think they need better goals, a better fitness goal, a better money goal, a better relationship goal, a better plan. But goals are rarely the real problem. The real problem is standards, because your life is not shaped by what you say you want. It's shaped by what you consistently tolerate. You can write discipline in a journal every morning. You can talk about leveling up. You can repost quotes. You can say, this is your year. But if you still tolerate weak habits, weak excuses, weak environments, and weak people around you, your life is going to keep producing the same results. That's the part most people don't want to hear. They want change without confrontation. They want progress without discomfort. They want a new life while protecting the exact behaviors that created the old one. And it doesn't work like that. Your standards are not what you say they are. Your standards are what your life proves they are. If you say you value your health, but you keep feeding your body garbage, skipping movement, sleeping 4 hours, ignoring what the mirror is telling you, then the standard isn't health. The standard is convenience. If you say you want financial peace, but you keep buying things to impress people, avoid your numbers, ignore your debt, and spend emotionally every time life gets heavy, then the standard isn't wealth. The standard is short-term comfort. If you say you want peace in your relationships, but you keep entertaining inconsistency, disrespect, mixed signals, broken communication, and half-hearted effort, then the standard isn't peace. The standard is emotional chaos with a familiar face. And if you say you want a better life, but you keep tolerating your own excuses, then the truth is simple. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a tolerance problem. A lot of people are not stuck because they're incapable. They're stuck because they've normalized what should have been rejected a long time ago. They've normalized being late, normalized being tired, normalized being out of shape, normalized living check to check, normalized being surrounded by people who don't respect them, normalized breaking promises to themselves, normalized starting over every Monday, normalized talking big and executing small. Do something long enough and you stop noticing how damaging it is. It just becomes you. That's why standards matter. Standards interrupt what tolerance tries to make normal. A standard says, no, this doesn't stay in my life. Not because you're trying to look perfect, not because you're trying to perform discipline for social media, but because you finally understand that every area of your life is being trained by what you allow. What you allow in your body, what you allow in your calendar, what you allow in your bank account, what you allow in your home, what you allow in your mind, what you allow in your relationships, what you allow from yourself. That's where the real shift happens. Not when you feel inspired, not when the timing is right, not when you buy a new planet or get a fresh burst of motivation. The shift happens when your standards become stronger than your feelings. When I don't feel like it stops being enough. When I'm tired stops being an excuse for everything. When "this is just how I am" no longer gets to protect habits that are actively costing you the life you keep saying you want. That's when things change. And the hard truth is, raising your standards will cost you something. It may cost you comfort. It may cost you convenience. It may cost you certain habits. It may cost you certain people. It may cost you the version of yourself that has learned how to survive in dysfunction. But that's the price. You don't get a different life by keeping all the same tolerances. If you want a stronger body, you may have to stop tolerating food choices that keep you sluggish, inflamed, and undisciplined. If you want stronger finances, you may have to stop tolerating the little leaks, the impulse spending, the avoidance, the emotional purchases, the "I deserve it" logic that quietly keeps you broke. If you want better relationships, you may have to stop tolerating inconsistency just because the person is attractive, familiar, or hard to let go of. If you want peace, you may have to stop tolerating environments that constantly pull you back into confusion, chaos, and low standards. And if you want self-respect, you absolutely have to stop tolerating the version of you that keeps making promises and not keeping them. Because every time you betray your own word, you teach yourself that your standards are negotiable. That matters. People think confidence comes from affirmations. Some of it might, but a lot of confidence comes from evidence. Evidence that you do what you said you were going to do. Evidence that you can trust yourself. Evidence that your no means no. Evidence that your standards are real and not just something you talk about when you're in the mood. That's what builds a different kind of confidence. A quieter kind, a sturdier kind, the kind that doesn't need applause because it's rooted in self-respect. So, if your life feels off right now, don't start with your goals. Start with your tolerances. What are you allowing that has no business being in your life anymore? What are you excusing that you already know is beneath you? What habit keeps getting a pass? What person keeps getting access? What environment keeps draining you? What pattern keeps repeating because you keep making room for it? Be honest, because your life is always answering one question. What am I willing to keep living with? And if the answer is too much, then that's where the work starts. Raise the standard, not for aesthetics, not for image, not to look disciplined. Raise it because your future is being shaped right now by what you keep permitting. Your life will keep reflecting your standards, whether you consciously choose them or not. So choose them. Choose what gets to stay. Choose what no longer fits. Choose what kind of behavior is acceptable from you. Choose what kind of energy gets access to you. Choose what kind of life you're no longer willing to sabotage. Because in the end, your life is not just a reflection of what you desire. It is a reflection of what you tolerate. And once you understand that, you stop waiting for motivation and start removing what has been holding your life in place.